What's up? This is Brandon Donahue, and you're listening to the All Bass No Treble podcast, where we talk all things hip-hop, culture, music, lifestyle, and more. So kick back and join myself and my co-host Jesus as we feature our next special guest this week. Welcome, everybody. You're now tuned into the very first episode of All Bass No Treble. I'm your host, Brandon, co-host Jesus. We call him Wolf, though. And our very special guest, Big Duke.
What up, what up?
How you living, Duke?
Hey, man.
You good?
Another beautiful day, baby.
Yeah?
In sunny LA.
All right. I like it. Holidays were good to you?
Yeah, holidays been good, man. They was pretty cheap this year, you
right.
know. We learned everything on COVID. Yeah, man, I couldn't get out there COVID.
Yeah. It's a good excuse. Like this year, I got shit for this too. I guess it's some very white people shit, as I was told. I took a picture with my dog and put Merry Christmas and sent it out 10 times. You know what I mean? Like it's quick. It's a quick go-to. Like I care.
Yeah, I like that. I like that kind of white though. Like I wish I could. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is a different kind of white.
I told him I was like, yo, I'm about to start sending Christmas cards every single year and doing my Christmas shopping in August, so I don't have to stress about it in December. Like I feel like
that's very mature of you, bro.
Yeah.
Too bad you're not gonna do that.
I'm not. I told myself that last year.
I did feel a certain level of maturity when I did it though. Because you want to know one thing, bro, that you have to do that you don't think about is writing 10 times your address and someone else's address. And that shit, bro, I've never had my hand cramp up like that before.
I mean, you might just want to get stickers next time.
Yeah,
it's a lot more efficient.
That's what my mom
yeah, see? Smart guy, man.
All right. Anyways, moving on. We kick the show off. I'm going to ask a question. Very simple, because we drink around here. So I'm going to ask a question. We're all going to give an answer. It's not a trivia question, right? Mm-hmm. It's just opinionative, whatever it is.
Okay.
And by the way, I'm freestyling all these questions. They're not written. Everything's a freestyle on this show.
Let's rock.
So I'm going to ask it. What is the best Kanye album? All right. No one say their answer. Okay. We're all going to say it at the same time. That way, if someone's a bitch and they don't want to drink, they can't say the same answer as somebody. All right. So on the count of 3, what is the best Kanye album, in your opinion?
Countdown.
All right. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Dark Fantasy.
Late registration.
All right. Well, we're all fucking taking a shot. But this is good. I like that. You said Graduation, Duke?
Graduation.
That's my second.
Oh my God.
That's my second. What you said? Late registration?
I love late registration. I think late registration.
Oh my God.
Let's take the shot first, and
then
then we'll get into it.
Yeah, I'll pour this up real quick.
Graduation is a no skip, like straight through. Like every song is a fucking movie, bro.
Man, late registration though.
We can. This is good. I like this. We can get into this.
Is that a shot or is that you taking a shot at trying to get me drunk?
It could be either or. It could be a shot to loosen or a shot to get us drunk here. All right, so cheers. Well, cheers to that.
Cheers.
And then we'll dive into that discussion real quick.
Shot
cheers.
is sponsored by Jameson.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Jameson, sponsor us. Here we go.
Woo!
There it is. I like that we all had different answers though, because this leads into something for me.
Oh man.
All right, I'm a mega Kanye fan, by the way.
Okay.
I think you know this about me.
I got Yeezys on my feet, right?
Yeah, I mean, hey, me too.
I don't.
I like those ones, by the way. I want to get those. For me, I think the best all around, I'm talking bars, because he has bars on the Dark Fantasy album.
Yes.
He kicks that shit off with bars.
Okay.
And then also production-wise, for me, I think the sound and the captivatingness of that album grips me like none of his other albums. Just like the way he hit every track was different for me.
Yeah.
And incorporated like, then you have a song like All of the Lights on there that's so like, dun, 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 that shit
All of the Lights interlude is something amazing.
And then he dropped like the mini movie for that shit. So for me, that's why. But Duke has my number 2 for sure. That's my number 2.
Graduation is like, it was another level of music. You know what I'm saying? What was that, like 07, 08?
Oh, that's the one where he went against 50, right?
Yes.
Yeah. 08. No. 08 was 808 and Heartbreaks, I think.
Yeah.
It was like 06, 07, somewhere around there.
06, 07.
But Game Changer, Wonder.
I mean, like, so here's the thing is you don't have to argue with me about that.
Monumental
Yours is bullshit.
No.
You don't have to argue with me about Graduation being number 1, because for me that was my number 1 for the longest time. And I think as you get older, maybe, or you know what I mean, whatever you go through at that moment, for me it now became Dark Fantasy. But it always was gradual. Like, bro, my excitement, because I this was back when like iPods just came out, and you could like buy the album, and when you woke up, it'd be on your, you know what I mean? So I was like one of the only kids on the bus being like, in the like 7 a.m.
You know what throw that album on for me though?
What?
Drunken Hot Girls.
That was okay.
That's just, I mean, anything with Mos Def involved is just, come on.
I mean, no, because
I love Mos Def. I'm saying I didn't love that song.
I thought you said opposite. Because for me, I love that shit.
It
threw it off.
It was like,
I felt like that song was it was a filler song for sure, because it was like, yes, it's something that you can go through the whole album and not skip anything. You're just gonna let Drunken Hot Girls play because the beat's dope.
Yeah.
But it's just like,
I know that shit's yeah. No, that shit fire.
But to make more argument for Late Registration, I mean, that song, that album starts off with the
Spaceship.
The skit. No, that's Spaceship's on College Dropout.
Yeah,
that's on College Dropout. Yeah,
but it starts off with the skit, and then it goes up into Wake Up, Mr. West. That song, I feel like that is a classic because what is it? I think the song
what Adam Levine you talking about?
Adam Levine, yeah, like you're
Heard
gonna
Him
play
Say?
that. Yeah, Heard Him Say.
Yeah.
That album has Heard Him Say.
Yeah, that
crack music. What is it? Diamonds from Sierra Leone, the regular and the remix.
No, the whole project is okay. First of all, for me,
he got it.
no, that's
No,
not number one.
I'm just saying he got it.
Yeah,
like,
he's giving his point.
Yeah, because like I felt like people that say like I really really like College Dropout, I felt like Late Registration really took what Kanye wanted to do to the next level, because he got the arrangements, he got the orchestras, he had that budget to really. Like imagine Late Registration with the College Dropout budget, like those strings and that production just would have been crazier. So it's like that's why I really like Late Registration, because
there was a lot of hits on Late Registration.
Touch the Sky,
like radio hits.
Yeah,
Gold Digger
was crazy.
Yeah.
But it's just like I feel like, you know, looking at Late Registration, like Gold Digger is like not even one of my favorite songs. Like Diamonds from Sierra Leone with the Jay-Z remix.
The remix is crazy. Yeah,
like that.
I got it from here, Jay.
That transition from the Kanye verse to the Jay verse is crazy. So it's like that's why I'll say Late Registration is my favorite one.
Oh no, that's on College Dropout. I was gonna say, what's that sleeper record with Jay on College Dropout?
Oh,
Never let me down. Yeah,
Never let me down.
Get up, I get up. That's just a hard record, bro. Goddamn, and that's just not talked about.
No,
it's not talked about
because you have Jesus Walks and you have All Falls Down on that album. It's like those songs are just big. You know, like you can be like at that time you could be a casual Kanye fan, and those are the only two songs that you're gonna have on your iPod shuffle.
And transitioning to what you're saying as making a big hit, I want to Duke, I want you to kind of introduce yourself to people, because I know you, but I still don't know a lot about you. But so I want people to learn kind of what you've done, your story, like a little background from what I know. Cleveland boy, Cleveland bred from the, you know what I mean?
Duke,
yeah,
from Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
Some know me as a manager, some know me as a producer.
Yeah.
Some know me as a baker. Some know me as the vegan guy.
Some know me as
some know me as the weightlifter guy.
I was about to say bodybuilder. Okay. Everything.
Yeah, you know, I do some of everything, man.
But let's tap into that. So you came up, and I know that you work with Chip the Ripper, King Chip a lot. Y'all are boys.
So just a little background. I started out with Chip the Ripper. I actually got some of his merch on right now. This is the last collab he did with LRG. But I started out managing him, you know, day one. That was like my start in music. I was like 19. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. Yeah. And shit just worked out.
Crazy.
You know
19.
I mean? Yeah,
damn.
19, bro.
Fuck.
Trying to figure it out. So.
Which I'm just putting in my perspective because what I do, because then, you know, I kind of fell into that role, like homie makes it, he needs a manager, like figure your shit out for me. You want to be my manager, but kind of take it serious, and you're like, oh, fuck, what do I do? You know what I mean? And I wasn't 19. You know, I'm damn near 23 at this point, which I feel like it sounds crazy to say because I'm still a baby and young at that point, but 19, you're a baby.
Yeah, that's definitely I always say like life coming like it's like 7 years, but like that between 19 and 23, I was a total different person.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, definitely.
But so what, like, so you and Chip grew up together?
Yeah, it's crazy. So me and Chip, our families grew up together. So our dads grew up together. So we was homies. Like the second generation.
Wow.
Yeah, like
second generation homie.
Yeah,
that's dope.
We grew up on the street called Thornhill.
Okay.
In the Glenville neighborhood. So Glenville is like a big like football high school in Ohio. Like, actually, like Ohio State, all of their like a lot of their like best players come from
Recruits and
Glenville.
shit come from there.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Yeah. So like inner city, the hood blues, but a lot of great stories, a lot of good barbecue restaurants, and a lot of dopeness there too, man. Got all my swag from there for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fire. So when it happened, right? Because I mean, when Chip's starting to catch his buzz,
Mm-hmm.
and you're 19 at this point, like,
Yeah.
what was that feeling like though? Like, is it, you know what I'm saying? Like, because like for me, I remember like something happens, you're like, oh, we out of here, we got it, and like it does not happen like that. Every time you think like, oh, if I did that, we on. I'm good. My family's. But that's not real in music business. That is not realistic.
Just
at
to
all.
piggyback off of him, at what point did you know it's like, okay, like we can take this full time with what we want to do?
I think like just to kind of give it background on like how we was starting out, we was like literally like burning CDs with like music on it and like putting our phone number on there.
Yeah.
So like,
because also
like,
kids, this streaming wasn't happening.
Oh yeah. It was no streaming. It was no blogs.
Yeah.
It was literally put the CD in the car and ride to that shit.
Yeah.
And this is like,
oh man, CD era, bro.
Man, what? This is like when the bootleg man was prominent in the hood. So if y'all don't know what bootleg means, it's the guy who he buys the CDs or gets the CDs somehow, he copies them and he sells copies of them. So you pull up on him at your local gas station or corner store. He has these CDs.
He got the new
whatever you want to
shit.
listen to. He got the shit, right?
He got the shit.
Yeah. So when the bootleg man started bootlegging our shit, we was platinum in the hood. That's how I felt, bro.
Damn. So see, that's such a different, like, to be like, hold on, the man bootleg our CDs. Like, hold on, we made it.
I feel like that's a good point because it's like the bootleggers are not going to bootleg anything if it's not making money.
No, it got to be the shit. People got to be asking for it.
Now it's like, what playlist can I get?
Exactly.
For real. It's like, who can, what fucking TikToker can I have post my shit?
It seemed like, back to your point, it's just like, artists always say like, the streets were fucking with it. And that's essentially what that is. Bro. It's like, the cars are playing it. They're getting it from the bootleggers. They're organically
getting it. This is
getting
even before LimeWire days where you could download shit, bro.
Well, see, you would download it, put it on a fucking CD, burn it, and then give it to your homies. So it's like, at that point, it's like, it really was organic in the sense that it's coming from a place and then it's organically just spreading out, through the bootlegger or through you. You were handing out the CD.
Internet plug, bro. I used to be like the internet plugger in high school in the sense of music. I was like and first of all, people know this about me. I was like the kid where I would just persistently like obsess over downloading, listening, and like organizing my iTunes library, right? You know what I mean? Making it look, put the artwork with it, flawless.
All the ID3 tags were on that shit.
So here's the thing: is this shit literally? This shit caught wind because like I was on the ball team and I would always, people would be like, yo, ask B what the new shit is. Like, no, because I swear to God I discovered Drake on Cape Cod. But I should have been his manager. Anyway, but like, no, so everyone would always ask me and it got to a point where like people would always walk up and be like, yo, my iPod, fill it with as much as you can.
Oh, wow.
And I started charging them. I would be like, let me get 50. Let me get 50 on it, you know what I mean? But I was like the internet, like I was always looking for the leaks if an album came out. And what's cool, you know what streaming took away from? There was something about, bro, I used to be able to download an album a week before it dropped.
Oh, yeah.
And I would be like, oh, y'all hear the new shit? Oh, no, you didn't. You know what I mean? Now it's like we all get it at the same time. Like I used to be on like Digital Drip, Hot New Hip Hop before it was like commercially
Digital
Hot New Hip Hop, Dat Piff.
God.
Come on, all the shit where you could like leak it and plug it. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, the counter argument to that would be then you can't. There's like, there's that element of surprise where you're getting an album a week early. If you were on those websites, but now you can do the surprise drops. Like for example, the Beyonce album that dropped a couple years ago. It was just like it dropped.
If you're not reading this, it's too late.
Exactly. I feel like it's a phenomenon now. It's an event where it's like, do you remember the day that Drake dropped?
It's just evolution.
Shit, I do. And the thing is, I do.
Bro.
You see, I do. I remember smoking up in my dorm room with my homies, chilling, and all of a sudden, like one homie just looked over and went,
Drake,
bro, and look, and if you're reading, it's not too late. And all of us scattered to our rooms, and I put my headphones in. I just sat, and Legend came on, and I was just like, I was like I'm like just by myself, but there's an excitement in that. I remember that moment.
And that's the thing. I feel like those events are what streaming is now, because like I agree with you. Like I was on those like websites looking for the hot new artists or the new music that was coming out. You know, as a DJ, you always want that new stuff. You always want to be putting people on music. So it's like, where can I find the most exclusive music? And there was a rush, you know, just getting out of school, getting out of class. I'm going to just go hit up the blogs and see what I can find. But it's like, now you just, like you said, you go on a playlist.
No, you just go on Spotify, you know, and you just SoundCloud, and it's like, you look for a playlist and find the mood, and then you just start playing it. It's not the same for me.
It's like, you know, every Friday there's going to be a new album that drops or new music that drops. It's like, oh, let me go to the Spotify new releases and I'm going to find it on
you know,
there.
you still can make playlists, though. It just don't. It ain't,
exactly.
Just old now. I understand. Yeah. It just ain't the same.
So what's crazy to me too is, so when you went, because you went from manager to producer now. If people don't know this, Duke is a very talented producer. He did the whole project EP that we did with Roland called Don't Overthink It. Yeah, shout out to Ro. You know, he's a little bit involved. But no, so I mean, what was that trend? Were you always like, because in like the back of your mind sometimes you're thinking like, okay, well, my homie's about to get on, like he needs me to do this, cool, I'm gonna do it. But like the whole time were you like, I want to be a producer? Or by getting involved in music were you like, I want to be a producer?
So even to like start in music, like one of the first things I did in music, I was in like the band when I was in elementary school. I used to be playing the keys and stuff.
Nice.
And when I got in high school, I was like the dude that chopped and screwed the music.
Oh, okay.
So I was on like some DJ type shit. Yeah. And then my boys had this group called
DJ Duke.
Exactly. which is now the Slab, but at the beginning it was called like 7 Carats. So I was kind of like the manager / the dude that chops the music, DJ type vibe,
doing
whatever.
it all. Yeah.
So I went to college and I was trying to use Fruity Loops and shit. I just couldn't understand
Fruity Loops.
And I had like the worst laptop on earth. You know what I'm saying? Shit had like a gig of RAM and shit.
Oh, man.
It'd take an hour just to load anything up. So I'm like waking my roommate up and shit. And you know, so that was essentially the idea. Like that was always something I wanted to do. And you know, when I finally figured that shit out, I just kind of took off with it. Shout out to my boy Fly Ty. He's a rapper in Cleveland. He showed me how to use Fruity Loops, man. And you know what I'm saying? That shit changed my life.
And like, from what I understand too, is like Cleveland, like it's like anyone that comes out of there is like family. Cause like I know a lot of the Cleveland boys that you know, like MGK, Cudi, like you've come in just because you from Cleveland. Like I feel like Cleveland is one of those cities with rap and music and shit where it's not like if you from there and you get in a room with someone and you say that, like it's a respect, it's a love. Like, yo, cool. It doesn't matter, like I feel like status or where you are. Like if you a Cleveland boy and even, you know what I mean, so and so, like it's love. Like I think that's dope about Cleveland movement.
I always was one of the people that I was engulfed in, like it's like how you look to like finding music. My thing was like finding a new artist in Cleveland. So and then connecting them with like the right person. You know what I'm saying? Before I knew what the fuck I was doing with anything in music, I wanted to connect dots like that way. So it's like, oh, you rap? Oh, my dude, he make beats, man. Let me take you over his house. You know what I mean? So that's how I came across a lot of artists. Just being the plug. Yeah.
That way anyone ever knows, like, how'd y'all meet? Oh, Duke. Like, and it comes a name. It comes a name at that point. Oh, who's this Duke dude? Everyone, you know what I mean?
Exactly. So
as far as the Ohio like hip hop scene, like you're saying you just wanted to connect. Like, what was like a catalyst in that community where it's just like, yo, we can all go here and I'm gonna find hip hop artists, I'm gonna find DJs, whatever. What was that catalyst? Because I feel like every city that has a good hip hop scene has that catalyst.
I would say it was like Peabody's, which is an old like venue. It's not there anymore. The Metropolis.
I've seen that like in Kelly Vision, right? Peabody. Yeah,
definitely. Peabody's is like if you was trying to like get on, like you could get on stage there. You could pay to like open up for anybody type vibe, or you could like sell tickets to open up for them. And then you know that's what kind of brought together like some of our early ideas. You know what I mean? Like Chip's first his first project we was working on, we was trying to figure out like the name from it, and then we like, yo, how the fuck we gonna get everybody in Cleveland to like rock with this? You know what I'm saying? So we end up coming with this idea called Bitch I'm from Cleveland. So it's like, nah, it's like a whole brand. People got tattoos and all that shit. But like our thing was like we put together this project. Chip is on a bunch of songs, and then we kind of do collabs with different artists, and we put everybody who's dope on this project. So, because you know how cities are, man. Like if people don't know each other, they don't support each other, right? But if they got a common reason to support each other, then it becomes bigger. You know what I'm saying?
And then you're also tapping into whoever their fans are, their audience, their listeners are, and shit like that. Yeah,
exactly.
That's dope.
So and it wasn't even. I don't even necessarily say like we was like concerned with like fans at the time. Yeah, like it was more so like getting Cleveland to fuck with you. Yeah, it was like yo, how do I become the biggest?
And I
thing
feel like
in Cleveland?
that's huge.
No,
for an
it
artist,
is huge because
is to get your hometown backing. Because once you have that, and that's what MGK did. He had Cleveland lace up. Like everyone knew him, and everyone from Cleveland was like, "Yeah, this is the boy."
And I see that's the thing. It's just like I feel like the most difficult part for anybody coming up, it's I want my hometown to fuck with me. Yeah. So it's like, and it's usually the hometown, the one that's most critical about what you're doing,
because they know you. They see you every day. They're like, man, you ain't shit. You pissed on yourself.
Exactly.
Which is it is so crazy because I be throwing mad shade about like sometimes, and I mean this ain't to like hate on anybody, but it's like for what me and Ro do in music, like for us, we want that backing of hometown, and it's almost like you gotta fight for people to root for you at this point. And it makes, and I always ask that question. I'm like, if someone was doing what we were doing in music or anything, any endeavor, I would be rooting for them 100%. Yeah. Like Megan Trainor's from the same town.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah. And when she made it, I mean, I don't really know her that well. I knew like acquaintances of her and her family or whatever, but like when she made it, it was crazy that she's from the little town that we're from. Wow. You know what I mean? But for us, it's like you know what I mean? I gotta like fight for people to like repost, but which is crazy to me.
It's like what Duke was saying is this is like, yo, like everybody knows you from when you were a kid, when you were in elementary school.
Yeah,
so it's like,
especially small town too. Like we're from a small town. Yeah, so it's like people. I feel like when you're small town rather than big city. Everyone can be like, oh, motherfucker, I knew you when you were doing this. Like, you know what I mean? Instead of when it's a big city and certain people can know you.
But even when you're from a big city, you're still from a neighborhood, and everybody from that neighborhood or everybody from that school still knows you. So it's just like, whether you start popping off, whatever, there's always going to be those people that are from your city that it's just like,
I know him.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah, so it's just like,
shit. I'm just
and it's good, and it's good. They might keep you humble, or they will keep you humble, but it's just like, okay, but like those are the hardest people that you have to please. But I think at the end of the day,
let me ask you a question. What do you think it is that gets those people to 100% back you, and you don't have to like almost not like force it, but like, you know what I'm saying, like make posts and say where are my people at, you know what I mean, like what just makes people do it?
You can't guarantee that from anybody.
No,
because it's like some, it's like and I love Cleveland to death, right? Yeah, and it was like a drop off from Chip when we start going to other places. You know what I'm saying? So when we started like going to Chicago, and especially we moved to LA, they're like, oh man, they moved it. You know what I'm saying? They out of here. Like the great thing MGK did was he kept it so local that even when he slid here, he was just being Cleveland so much that it's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like either people will or they won't. You know what I'm saying? You can't guarantee that they'll connect, but I feel like once you hit like a certain level, motherfuckers just got to be like, all right, they just want to be like, hey man, he from here, right? You know what I mean? Let me let you know, because a lot of people didn't know Cudi was from Cleveland.
Which a lot of people, crazy to me. Like he was on that. Cleveland is that. Come on, like you did that from the jump. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But
which to me is, I'm sorry, but like Cudi, the GOAT of Cleveland for me. Like
Cudi
that's. I mean, and how'd y'all feel about Man on the Moon 3?
I gotta dive in, bro. I was just telling him like I just started back like listening to music like crazy. Yeah. So I need to listen through that one too. Like I might need to take like a run to that joint.
Yeah. I skimmed. I had it playing while I was working. Yeah. And the production is good. Yeah. The one that I really paid attention to was the Pop Smoke song, and I think Skepta was on it.
Okay.
Skepta is on that one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I listened to that one. That one's fucking sick. But yeah, I really need to take a deep dive on that album because my cousin is a huge
for me fan. It was huge because it's like the first. I mean, people say it's the first one in like 10 years. Like he didn't drop like Indica and fucking
Well,
what's the other one?
Man on the Moon though.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
the Man on the
whole
Moon
series.
series.
It's part of that
is what it
series,
is. Yeah,
so,
and for
yeah.
me, you know, I feel like I can find appreciation in an artist when they do put something out and it's not diving into what everyone thinks it needs to be.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
everyone's like, it's not. Well, yeah, because it's not supposed to be Man on the Moon 1 and 2. He's a different human at this point.
Exactly.
He's giving a different. I mean, from what I understand,
Evolution, bro.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's doing different things in his life when he was making those albums, and now
for sure.
he's in a different place, which is
Yeah.
like hear the music, and you can hear it. For me in this album, you could hear, I feel like his pure happiness as like an artist and a man, which is dope. And then also
Yeah.
I mean, he just makes music that other people don't make. I feel like
very
what he
true.
always has is originality in the sense
Oh,
of
yeah,
when
yeah.
Cudi drops an album, no one else is and doing them hums and shit.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like,
he inspired a whole generation of artists too, because
Yeah.
at that time, like, yeah, there was Kanye doing his thing, but obviously,
Well, you gotta understand 808s. You know, from the personal side of that, 808s comes from Cudi.
heavily
It wouldn't have
influenced
been-
by Cudi.
fact.
He's on the,
Yeah.
isn't he on the? He's on the first record,
He-
isn't he?
Yeah, he wrote a lot of the records.
he wrote
Yeah.
a lot of the records on that.
Yeah.
And going back to great Kanye albums, 808s was a turning point in hip hop, not just
Yeah.
in his career, but hip hop. But yeah, like you were saying, Kid Cudi wrote a lot of those records on there. So it's like, just think about all the artists that were inspired by that album.
Oh,
Exactly.
yeah.
Like-
I mean, you hear it. You hear a lot of like, you see Travis Scott.
Travis Scott,
who's
Drake,
huge, Drake, yeah.
Lil Uzi, everybody. So it's like,
Yeah.
as you also have to give a lot of credit to Kid Cudi, because Kid Cudi wrote a lot of that record.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Well, you know what I call, just to not to cut you off, I always say music like that frees people. Because
Yes.
it's like they have it
Yeah.
in them, right? But then when you hear somebody else comfortably doing things,
Mhm.
it frees you. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's the same thing as like a producer as well, like for different like styles and stuff.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
because I feel like I'm not an artist, but I feel like as an artist, most of the times you're insecure about what you are going to put out. So
Yes.
it's like,
Yeah.
In your head a lot. Like
Yeah.
that's a lot of on the management side of things. When I first learned it, it was like, oh, like if you're talking about like, oh, how do we make this record pop, right? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, how do we get that record? How do we get here? But for me, I think what I learned was, first of all, that's not what it is. Anyone I've ever met that truly makes it, it's when the artist gets to a point of making pure music and happiness that they're just bringing to the table,
Exactly.
and then people can relate to it.
I've
They
always
see this.
said that.
They see this side
Yeah.
where it's like, hold on, this guy gets it now.
I've always said that,
Yeah.
and that's, I feel, once you're able to relate to whether it's a sector of people, then I feel like that's when you start making it, because
Yeah.
you know, if enough people start relating to you, like that's when you become friends with people, because you relate to them on a certain level. So it's like,
It got to resonate with people.
exactly.
bro.
So it's like, if
Yeah.
you're able
Now
to,
let me ask you. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you
No,
off.
go
You
ahead.
finish.
Go
I was
ahead.
gonna say, let me ask you this on the sense of producer level, because both of you guys have produced and made beats. So like, is there that click as a producer too, as an artist, when you stop making like, I need to make a beat for so and so, like when you just start like grinding it out and every day you're just making music.
For me, I always made music that I like, and then if somebody
Gotcha.
else like it, I'm like,
Cool.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's like, for me, like, you know, and not saying that like arrogantly. It's just like, I feel like if I'm on some shit, it's the shit. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
And-
your beats
yeah.
are like, all right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hey, some might say that, some might sound great. You know, you know what I'm saying? As long as my mama happy, you know, I'm just not saying.
Yeah, and by the way, go listen to Don't Overthink It.
Yeah, go check us
Sorry,
out, man.
Check that sound out.
go listen.
What about you, Wolf? Did you ever have that moment of,
Well,
because you've both, which is funny, is you've both, I mean, you guys probably don't know this. Well, you know, but Duke may
Yeah.
know that you produced a few records for
Oh, I
Rangel
didn't
too.
know that.
Yeah. I used
Yeah,
to-
you used to dabble.
Yeah, you know I
used to
dabble.
Wolf used to dabble. By the way, one of my favorite Row records before I moved out here was Hit the Lights. So when I met you and I was like,
gotta
who the
check
fuck's
that
this
one
one?
out.
He's
like, oh, I made that.
Oh wait, hold on. He made Hit the Lights. Oh, okay, it's different. No, but that was one of my favorite when Row was like, move out here, do this, like, and
Damn,
and
I never
Hit
knew
the
that.
Hit the
Thank
Lights
you.
was one of my favorites, bro.
well,
Yeah.
I mean, just I always, like Duke was saying, I always wanted to make beats that I wanted to listen to. It was not
Got you.
like I was never like, let me make a beat for so and so, or you know,
Yeah.
it was just kind of like, I feel like everyone has their, you know,
Yeah.
making music is like being a chef, right? Everybody has their own little spice to it. So
Facts.
it's like I have different inspirations than Duke does. So it's like I have a different musical background than he does. So it's just like, okay, like what can I bring to the table? So it's like, at the end of the day, I feel like a producer is an A&R, but he's just getting multiple things and he's just putting it into one track or multiple tracks. So
Yeah,
it's like
taking sounds and influences in a pot, mixing it up,
that's what it is. Like
producing it.
When people say cooking up, you're literally cooking up because it's just like, let me get this sound from this genre.
You're a chemist, bro.
But also, right, there's a difference between a beat maker and a producer.
Yes.
100%. Because a lot of people think like, oh, I'm a producer. Like, oh, you make beats. Like, no, there's a dude that just makes beats, sends them to so and so, but then they're the producer, right?
It's like it's the whole DJ Khaled thing. People always ask, what does DJ Khaled do? DJ Khaled,
He make hits.
From outside looking in, like he's making hits, right? He knows.
He rides jet skis.
Yeah, he rides jet skis. Another one, but he's literally making another hit.
He yells on records. he's Little John escalated.
He's Little John in the 2010s.
But that's a great place to be.
But Lil
that is
John, think about Lil John in the 2000s. Lil John was dropping bangers, but it's just like
out of here.
It's just like he's able to, like I was saying, like he's able to get all these pieces from all these places and make a hit, and he has that ear for it. So it's like, you know, it's like I think that's what the difference between a producer and a beat maker is. The beat maker, essentially, I feel like he's a programmer. You know, you're putting drums together, you're putting a sample together, but at the end of the day, it's like it's the producer that's going to take that beat from level F to a level A. So it's just like there's definitely a difference.
Just to give a good comparison, I do it like a movie comparison. You got the screenplay writer, and then you got the movie producer. Right?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? There's some people, sometimes it's the same person.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had to grow from being a beat maker to a producer. And learn how to like put a song together.
Which was one of my favorite things is when we all got together and worked on that project. Was it wasn't just you bringing beats, you were also providing detail on what way we should move on it, giving input rather than just being, I'm gonna send you a beat and you do what you want. No. You know what I mean? Like there's a difference between really creating. And also in a sense I feel like those are way better. I'm gonna call you the reason. Oh wait. There's a rando in here that's giving us input on it, by the way. He has nothing to do he has nothing to do with the record at all. But yes, I'ma Call You was the whole reason that came together was Duke, because like it was a whole sound that we didn't tap into yet. You know what I mean? And Duke was like, this is a fucking one right here, you know what I mean? Now that's like by far one of our best records and one of the best visuals that we did, because it tapped us into a whole new wave. And a good producer does that. You know what I mean?
My point in that, and when we was working on that, you know, on the project, I feel like Roland, you know what I'm saying, and that's any artist, they kind of like got like their niche, you know what I'm saying? So it's like if you can get somebody out their comfort zone to like try something different, you know, for me, I'm like, yo, what if you did something fun? Like, what was the fun you be like? Because I know you like kicking it and dressing and all. You know what I'm saying?
I remember we were almost going off like Bay Area type sound. I remember we named it Bay Jones for a while. We had it. That was like the file that bounced around. That's what it was called. And I kept playing it all the time. You know what I mean? So it's funny too, because when you like work in it too, like you're so used to records being named a certain thing when they're getting bounced around and getting, you know what I mean? So like for me, that was always Bay Jones. And then when it came out, I'ma Call You, it's like
I feel like when now that it's all coming back, I feel like Ro FaceTime me. And when he was here with Wolf, it might have been in his studio or something like that. I don't know. Was y'all working or something like that? And he was like, yo, that's the song. You need to put that out. You was talking to Roland.
Oh, that was Nate. That was Nate Brush.
Nate?
Shout out to Nate.
That wasn't you?
Yeah.
No, that wasn't me.
I feel like you was there or something.
I think he has a beard too. So
sorry, man.
All beard people look alike.
Oh, man. I'm terrible, bro.
It's all good. It's all good.
That's terrible.
No, but that's Nate. But that is what happened.
Yeah.
And shout out to Nate, because he's the reason why we're in this beautiful setting that we have
Appreciate
right now. That is a plug.
Yes,
it's all coming full circle though.
Sorry that you and Wolf look like your cousins. On camera though, only on camera. No.
Only on camera.
Take your go to Mavlash.
Drop the Mavlash. Sponsor us.
But you know, just you said it before you even said it. I was like, when I first listened to that record, I'm like, that's Bay Area.
Yeah.
Like that's Bay Area shit. And it's funny because I've been listening to so much Bay Area shit lately that I was just like, yo, that record was Bay Area. So it's just like
what? And for me, when I heard him do that, I was like, what the fuck? I looked at him like, motherfucker, you had this the whole time?
Okay, like here's the
you know
question.
what I mean? Because because I hear it all, and I've been through it for a few years now, where I'm hearing the sound, and like when he tapped into that, I'm like, okay, so this is the magic you get when you work together.
Yeah, when you
as
collaborate.
a family, like when you're all in the room. There was times where we chilled. Shit didn't really happen.
Yeah.
But because of that first time where shit didn't happen and we came into the next moment, I feel like an energy created from that first time.
Like that.
And that's what I feel like the difference is a lot of people don't realize how important that is to mesh and get into. You're not like being altered by any means.
No.
Like, you're just taking an energy and perspective from other people, and it creates a whole new energy and vibe when you record music.
Facts.
Yeah.
But so a question about you guys being from the East Coast.
Yeah.
Like, how do different sounds hit your area? Because like you guys are, Massachusetts isn't really like a big music city. So
no, it's not.
How do you consume music, or how did new music hit you guys? Like,
I was
New York, Bay Area, Houston, Atlanta. Like, how does that get to Massachusetts?
I mean, for real, I don't think it got to it by any sense of like an artist taking it and giving it to you. I think it was just if you're into hip hop music. Like, I know, like, for me growing up, and I was mostly influenced by whatever my brother was listening to. So like he had the Tupac and Biggie posters. So I'm like, you know what I mean? I'm young and I've always had this obsession. Like what you said, I was in chorus and played violin. Like I always, music always, I mean, you know, I'm listening to NSYNC and Backstreet Boys. but when you get to a
records, bro.
You know,
records.
Hey, trying to be a star,
bro.
Superstars. But like at a certain point, you change from that, and I'm realizing, oh, who are these posters of? And I start listening, and that's like when hip hop took me over, was like with Pac and Big. But at the same time,
favorite Pac album?
Huh?
Favorite Pac album?
Oh, is that the next? We should do that as the next.
Oh, damn. Yeah, let's do it.
I ain't mean to cut you. I just had to ask that.
Man, hold on. I really need. Can I like look real quick?
No,
because
no cheating.
No, for me.
Favorite Pac album, bro. Right now.
Hold on. Because I feel like I'm gonna say something and forget my favorite. So hold on. Let me just dive in real quick.
I got mine already.
Yo, can I just be straight up?
Favorite Pac album.
Okay.
Come on, Will.
It's really between two for me. All right.
I've honestly never really listened to Pac.
Oh,
okay. Well, you still gotta give one out.
Hold on, real quick, man. I'm about to go get my boxing gloves out.
You want to do something to him real quick, dude?
Yeah,
it's okay.
Man. Come on, bro. All right. Well, I'm gonna just leave mine. We can take a shot on this. All eyes on me.
Yeah. Well, that was mine.
All right. Cool.
I mean, that's the one with the double album, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that one had bangers.
Okay, so is that your favorite album?
Yeah. That's
cool. We all agree. Do you take a shot?
Let's take a shot anyway.
You know what? We're taking a shot.
Take a shot anyway.
Because this moisty didn't even freaking he said, hold on, that's the one with the double.
Who were you listening to?
Yeah.
What was your?
Yeah, actually, I'm curious. What were you listening to? You're West Coast.
I know, but
like, what was?
Like, what you listening to? Limp Bizkit or some shit?
No. Like, so
I'm
like
pissed because I listened to Limp Bizkit too.
A lot of my older cousins were listening to like Snoop Dogg. And then, you know, like when I was in middle school is when I really started like listening to music. It was Jay-Z for me. You know, Jay-Z was that dude.
Cheers, by the way.
Cheers.
Yeah, you've always been we all know this. Everyone knows.
Everyone room for both though.
No, so here's the thing: everyone know Wolf a Jay-Z fan, like they know I'm a Drake fan. Like this motherfucker dies and breathes Jay-Z.
So it's just like at that time it was Jay-Z for me, you know. So it's like it was always just like Jay-Z, and because of Jay-Z and the whole East Coast thing, it was just like I'm gonna start listening to more and more East Coast artists. So it's like I feel like when I got to high school was where I really dove into music. It was like, okay, like what other East Coast artists are there? So it's just like, you know, I really got huge into the East Coast scene, so maybe that's why I didn't listen too much.
And there's a different sound in that rap too. You know what I mean? There is that like kind of hard knock, like gritty. You know
I feel like since we, you know, y'all from Mass, I'm from Ohio. We right there, so it's like that's automatically on our list. So it's 100%. Like, what else? You know what I mean? That's how I feel about it. You know
Got it. Yeah, that's. Oh, you go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, I've had this question for a while, so you can.
I was gonna just fade in just because we are getting close to time here. That your initial question was being on the East Coast and getting the influences. For me, I don't think anything really ever got to the East Coast in the sense of like someone brought it. It was just more of like whatever I think was hot pop culture, like whatever was being presented to you. Like there was a time for me where like Game was it, which is so cool to me that you know worked on the whole last album with Game in the studio with Dre. Like these are legends to me. Like the documentary is one of the greatest rap albums of all time in my opinion, and for me when like you know, and it's a dream for me to come from the little place I'm from and move out here, and I'm in rooms with Duke, and he's giving me like these stories with Dre and Game, like people I never thought I would come across of. You know what I mean? What was that like? Was that a moment for you? Because I feel like for me,
sorry to interrupt. I had a bootleg of the documentary.
Shout out to the bootleg man.
Shout out to the bootleg man, wherever he's at.
Wherever you at. My boy James Cagney was a bootleg.
But what
I
like
know a couple.
for you being in a studio with Dre, especially Dre and Game, like what was that like?
Snoop was there as well.
And Snoop.
Damn.
And you've been in with C Breezy, you've been with Chris Brown, like you've been with so many people. So
we went in with Tiller. We did shit with 21 Savage.
Anderson .Paak.
Yeah, Anderson .Paak. That's my
fire,
guy.
by the way. Yeah,
right
he's
there.
fire. I've ran into him. He's a good ass energy.
Yeah, good dude. I brought D Smoke in too.
Oh, that's fire. But what's that like? Was it? Because for me, I feel like if I had that moment, like something in me would switch. Like, does that happen or no?
You know, for me, I guess since I've been doing it so long, it's like you expect things of yourself. So it's like I can honestly say with the whole Dre thing, I'm one of the people I done been around everybody, and I'd never be like, yo, let me get a picture, right? And I just thought about it, and I'm like, man, this is something like worth showing my family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's I'm the dude that eat all the shit out the refrigerator and clean the cabinets out. So, and I'm here with Dr. Dre.
Now you vegan bodybuilder.
You know what I'm saying? So, it definitely was a legendary moment. Just to kind of see like his creative process and just how excited he was. Like he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna play y'all some beats," and I'm just for what? So bro? It's like we done heard him.
It almost like sticks. No matter how big you get, there's always that sense of music. Like, let me play you beats. So let me That's dope.
You excited because our thing. You know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of like more successful like producers is like it ain't about what you did, it's about what you doing. So it's like, all right, even when we make a beat, we like, all right, yeah, I made that beat 2 years ago, but it's out on this album. Listen to what I'm on right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This present day in this moment. So to see somebody of his caliber have that amount of excitement about just being creative was like, what? You know what I mean? It was crazy because he was like, yo, I want to mix I gotta mix this song, man, let me hurry up and do this so we can work. We just like, oh dog, we just came here to like watch you mix and like catch a vibe.
But he still had that same excitement,
trying to work
people
right
in the
away.
room.
Snoop, same thing, trying to work.
That's fire.
Yeah.
So being in a room with Dre and Snoop, how do they keep how does their musical taste, if how do you tap into what the youth is doing, or do they even pay attention to the youth?
Is that a thing?
I think when you like I was saying earlier, I think just as a creative, you just kind of do what you like, man, and you can't really stress on like. Cause like what exists now won't exist, right? You know what I mean? It's like right now, like it's so many like R&B hits from the '90s coming back.
Yeah, no, for sure. I feel like sampling from the '90s is like huge. I mean,
but see, look, think about it. And then in the '90s, it was sampling from the '70s.
That's true.
So it's like a 20-year. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel like, man, you can always kind of understand like what's going on. But if you do your own thing, eventually, man, the pendulum swings. Shit just come back around, bro.
Right? And I think a big part of it is surrounding yourself with I think building a team is huge. And it's not building a team as like having an empire. I just think having the go-to people in your circle, or the people you get in a session with, the artists you work with, the people you move with is huge in music, I feel like.
Well, I feel like it's spiritual. You know what I'm saying? So in a sense of like when you work with people, it has to be some kind of connection.
Exactly.
Because like when I randomly work with people, like I did dope stuff, right? Yeah. But if I get in there with the artist and then we kind of like build before we even work, and they laugh and they having a good time and they like, yo, yeah, I like Duke, man, he cool. Yeah. They'll make the best, because it's like it's my job as a producer to make the artist feel like they self. You know what I'm saying? In that sense of like when I'm providing them with something. So I'm like, okay, cool. I want you to be as comfortable as possible, and now I'm about to hit your ass with these beats and see what come out. You know what I'm saying? Because if it's tense and it don't really.
And then you're playing
same.
them, they're not really paying attention to.
Not at all.
Yeah.
So kind of just what you're saying, going off the team, as a producer, what role in the team do you think they play? I mean, I feel like
you said as a producer.
Yeah, as a producer, like, because I always like to make sports analogies with everything. So it's like in the sports world, what would you say a producer is? Do you think he would be like the coach, the GM, or what is he?
Well, I say we the center. You know what I'm saying? Because we
Shaq.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And we control the paint. You know what I mean? So
I like that.
The rapper is the point guard, or the singer is like the point guard. You know what I'm saying? They control the game, but it's like it's up to us to grab that rebound. And I feel like that's one that we provide them with a dope ass track. It's like that's a fucking rebound, or you can always count on me that if you get that motherfucker inside the paint, I'm gonna make sure that we score. You know what I'm saying?
And then the manager is like MJ or Kobe, right?
I feel like the manager is like Phil Jackson. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there you go.
He's overseeing
like
the whole play, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he can count on the center as the producer to bring the game, you know what I'm saying, home. For sure. So
I like that. That
is a great fucking answer. That is a great answer. Yeah, because I always like to make the analogy with sports because it's like a team. Right, you need communication. You need good players. You need a good coach. So it's just like I like what.
And then also that was like the perfect gem to drop on them because we don't want to drop too many gems on people, right?
No, we do.
Just to even play.
Yeah,
on
just
that
a little,
more.
just an even playing field.
If the artist. The point guard shoots a bad shot.
Yeah,
the beat got to be the rebound.
Hey, damn, that's
how
true.
many songs where you just like, yo, I don't even really know what he's saying. That fucking beat is crazy.
Facts.
You know
a
what
lot.
I'm saying? Exactly.
I feel like nowadays a lot.
Shout out to Shaq. You know what I'm saying? In the paint.
Which is the perfect way to wrap this up too, by the way, because we are running out of time.
Yes,
but that's fire. I mean, hey, this is a very special episode.
I appreciate you
of all Bass No Treble, and we had the legend Duke on here.
Love.
I am supposed to ask a third question, but I'd rather just take a shot with y'all. Honestly,
okay.
I'm just gonna
fuck it. Come on, third question.
I mean, actually,
greatest rap album of all time.
Hold on, no.
Goddamn.
We gotta ask a question on this one.
No. Let's have the
all right. Greatest rap album of all time. That's such an unfair question.
No, okay. So since we're coming to the end of the show, there is no discussion on this.
We're all gonna have a different answer, so I'll start pouring the shots. But everyone go around the room and say your answer, and then we're wrapping it up.
I'll let y'all go first.
Okay. Greatest rap album of all time?
Of all time.
Take care.
Rap album?
Yep.
It's R&B songs on the
that's
album,
fine.
Bro.
That's and it's a whole new sound, though. That's mine. Okay, if we're going, you're saying rap. Okay.
Reasonable Doubt.
Damn. Rap.
I'm gonna have to take a shot. I ain't got one. I just wanted to ask the question.
You don't even got one? Actually, no. You know what? Because it really is all opinionative. But what I think, like when I go to an album and I'm like reminiscing and I'm like, so I get caught. You know what I mean? I almost like fade away for a second. Documentary is up there for me.
Documentary
is up there. Like when I play that shit top to bottom, I like almost lose myself for a second.
I love The Blueprint.
Oh, so y'all both had Jay-Z. All right, we can definitely end the show on that with these two Jay-Z. All right, no, we'll pour this last shot up though for real.
I mean, shit.
But no, my first initial answer is the truth answer. Is Take Care.
Oh my god,
that's
the most light skinned album ever.
You know what? And that's not a hate at any light skinned people out there.
Just kind of going back off the Blueprint, I feel like, I like Reasonable Doubt. I know we said we were going to have a discussion about this, but Reasonable Doubt was Jay-Z with all the doubters in front of him. And I feel like Blueprint was like, I'm here. Fuck y'all.
But you had to go back. Everybody went back to listen to Reasonable Doubt because Blueprint was so great.
That's very true.
Because Blueprint wouldn't have been great.
If I'm
like,
if I can tune in on the Jay-Z debate, it's Black Album for me.
See, I feel like there's multiple stages of Jay-Z.
Black Album
is the
what
one.
More can I say is great.
Okay, so Lucifer was on there. Okay, I'll take that.
Was on there.
Okay. That's the only one. All right, cheers.
Shout out to Kanye on the production.
Hey,
you know
we
what
on
I'm saying?
Lucifer.
Kanye made some shit. H to the is up. Come on, man.
Wait, what other record? He did Izzo too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Mr. West is in the building. Right?
Mr. West is in the fucking building.
Hey, but for real, Duke, thank you so much for coming on.
Appreciate you
as our very
having me,
first
man.
guest. I feel like it was a special moment, our very first episode.
It's love,
Thank you,
man.
Gonna
Duke.
be a lot to do. I think we got to do a part 2 episode with Duke.
Hey, we get it coming down the line. I'm with y'all, man.
Yes.
We're going to open up the
Sure.
discussion about the greatest
That's-
rap album of all time. So that's
y'all
going to
better
be the
be ready.
starting topic.
And no rap albums or R&B songs.
Oh, come on! It's called changing.
called
you know, what I
rap.
mean? It's called bringing a whole new dimension.
Not rhythm and blues.
But anyways, thank you for tuning in to All Bass No Treble. That is episode 1. Peace.
Love,
Peace.
Peace.
Hey guys, thank you so much for checking out this week's episode of All Bass No Treble. If you could please subscribe and like, and also get the notification button smashed for us, that would mean the world to us. If you'd like to keep up with myself, my co-host, or our special guest this week, all of our social medias and info is right below. And if you would like to listen, tune into Apple Podcasts or Spotify, as you can hear us on there as well. Again, thank you so much for tuning in this week, and I will see you on the next episode.